Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now in this video, we're gonna be taking a deep dive into MAFEX's latest addition to their Batman Hush line, which is a Scarecrow. Now, I really was thinking of canceling my order on this one because of the price increase and the lack of accessories, but I just decided to go for it and do a review with it. Anyway guys, is this figure worth it? Now let's take a deep dive and see if MAFEX did justice for this figure's price increase. Right out of the box, you can already see my issue here. It is the lack of accessories. Despite the price increase, he only has 3 additional alternate hands and 2 alternate heads sculpt. Is that really worth the price increase? The figure scales at 6 1/4 on top of the head and 7 inches on top of the head, or 16 centimeter on top of the head and 18 centimeter on top of the head. For size comparison, here he is with MAFEX Hush Batman, and here he is with MAFEX Hush Catwoman. With the accessories that they given though, I think they've given a pretty good job. The unmasked head sculpt, I like the fact that they didn't give us a plain neutral vanilla face, unmasked head. Instead, they given us this expression wherein I think they captured the smug attitude of Professor Jonathan Crane. So I'm very happy with this unmasked head. I think when it's come to the sculpt and paint job, MAFEX did a pretty good job. The selling point for me though, I think, are the masked head. I'm not sure though if this is enough to justify the price of this figure and the lack of accessories, but if you would look at the way they sculpted this masked head, it's like, I'm not sure, maybe there's an sculpt below that and then they put it on top of it, because that's the only way I can explain it. I like the way that the eyes look. I mean, just look at that. It's like the mask is really on top of him, and then just look at that mouth showing his teeth. This is a very well crafted head sculpt. But my favorite among the two is this one, which is the shouting one, because I mean, just look at that. This is one of the best head sculpt for Scarecrow that I have. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be my definitive Scarecrow in my display. Unfortunately, it is not in scale with McFarlane, so yeah, that's another problem for me. But yeah, you cannot deny the fact that they really did and they really went the extra mile when creating the head sculpt. When putting the head sculpt though, this is a separate piece, so you have to put it like that, and then there's the long neck. Okay, One of the issues that I have with this figure is that, like that, when you try to articulate the head, it tends to pop up. The connection between the neck is not that tight. I mean, I think yeah, so that's one negative that I saw in this figure. The connection between this neck and the head is not that secure. I mean, yeah, I cannot even articulate it. Let me just try putting it on up camera. Okay, so I tried putting it on up camera. Now, if you will see the articulation, yeah, it will still pop up because if you can see, that's the ball peg, and then that's, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but the connection point here on the neck is not that deep. I think that's the problem. So that's a bummer. Despite that, the sculpt of this figure is undeniably really fantastic. I mean, the curl on the cloth that they molded, I think is very accurate and very representative of the character. They even added that molded stitches to show that his clothes are torn out and just it was just connected by being sewn, well, just like a scarecrow basically. So even on the legs, I also like the fact that they put this thing of different color, which I think is a genius idea because it matches the color of the joint. So I cannot complain that the joint of the knees does not match the color of this one because, again, it does matches the look of the character, which is the same as what they did on the elbows. For articulation, there's actually like a drop down there so that you can do the T pose. So you can drop that down. So you can do the T pose. Then I believe that the butterfly joint of this one actually works. The butterfly articulation of the figure is actually pretty good. Hmm. It is double jointed, but I don't know. I think it has something to do with the mold. So that is the range of the hand when you fold it. I guess it's only 90 degrees. Wait, really? Oh, sorry. That was just me, I guess. So why does this doesn't fold? Something's up with my copy then. Hmm. This one actually shows a pretty good range, but somehow in my copy, I'm having a hard time doing that on the other one. Is it a QC issue? I think mine's kinda stuck a little. Yeah, it's really like that. Hmm. Maybe a QC issue on my coffee because I can't. It doesn't want to move. But logically, because this is double jointed, the range should be like that. But somehow, on the left hand, doesn't want to move on my copy. I'm not sure if that's just an issue with my copy or that's for that's a production issue for all of them. I'm gonna try to fix it up camera later, but let me just continue with articulation. So for the abdomen, and then yes, waist rotation, so we can actually bow down like that. Pretty good range. Then we can bow back like that. Again, amazing range. Then side to side. Easy peasy. On the legs, there's a drop down. This piece is actually separated, so although it is made of hard plastic, so I guess, and you cannot actually move it that much, so I guess it might still get in the way, but if you drop it down, it can kick. Yep, it will still be on the way, and that is hard plastic, so. But yeah, I think that's still a pretty good range. Cannot kick higher though. Then for the toes, wow, I'm really. You can kick. You can basically kick his armpit. Anyway, I just want to show the sculpt here. He's basically wearing sandals, and I think it is pretty well made. It would have been better, I guess, if they made the sandals of a different, darker color, because right now it doesn't really show that much. Because from far away, I thought he was actually not wearing anything, like his legs are bare. But if you will look at closely, he's wearing sandals. But because of the color, it doesn't appear that much. So to articulation, then typical ankle pivot. Then you can do, oh, it doesn't do the bend them pretty much. You can only do up to that. Let me just check on this. No, really. That's the only range for the bend dam. Then it does have some rotation there. Going back to the problem I had on the left elbow, it was just really tight, and I had to heat it up. And now range is actually pretty the same as the right one. So I guess as far as articulation, the only problem that I had is on the head, because that neck keep popping off. Just one ahead, I just discovered this, that it actually also has rotation here. Overall, this is a pretty good looking figure. I think it is the best looking Scarecrow figure I've ever seen. Again, this will definitely be on my display shelf. But let's is it worth the price increase that they've given here? I don't know why MAFEX have increased their price and then, decreased the accessories. This this figure, despite the amazing sculpt and paint job, and again, the selling point of this is that head sculpt. But the problem of this is also that head sculpt because of the connection. But regardless of that, the price I guess that MAFEX put on this figure is unreasonable, to be honest. I think they should have at least given him some fear gas effects because right now that's all I can pose him. I don't know how else am I gonna pose him. He looks good, but it would have been awesome if they've given him some, again, pure gas effects. So I I don't really know what to say here because I'm pretty sure that this figure will still sell because it's MAFEX. Maybe that's the reason why they increased their price because they're very popular now and they deserve their popularity because mold wise their figure looked really good. But I don't know. I think what they're doing now wherein they're basically not giving us any accessories and then they increase the price like that, it might backfire on them because there are other options coming out now when it comes to DC figures. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I cannot even say that wait for the sale because I doubt if this will decrease in price. Although it's possible because I saw in Amiyami where I buy my figure that there are some MAFEX figures that really didn't sell and went on sale. But problem on that, if you will be buying them on that site, is that shipping costs will be there. And I doubt it that locally, me, specifically me here in the Philippines, that MAPEX will decrease in price. These are like one of the target of scalpers in my area because they basically sell them at double the price. That Daredevil figure, it's double the price here. I'm glad that I was able to buy it during pre-order, so I was able to buy it at reasonable prices. But right now, I don't know, guys. Please leave on the leave your on the comment below. Do you think Mayfex, the price increases Mayfex is reasonable? Because for me, I really think it's not. I was actually thinking of canceling my pre-order on this one, but I didn't want to destroy my credit rating on the store where I order my product because what if that rogue figure comes out and if I destroy my credit rating with that store, I may not get it. That's the only reason why I didn't cancel it. I even got the Hush Riddler, which to be honest, is this I think it's gonna be the same story here. It doesn't really come with that much accessories. Although when it comes to the look, this Scarecrow looks better as compared to that Riddler figure. Anyway, guys, if you've reached this part of my video, thanks a lot. Thank you for basically listening to me rant. I know that it's not basically a review, but basically a rant on the price increase of MAFEX. I just really don't know what they're doing because they still release figures with accessories, a lot of accessories. For example, that Daredevil, and then they release these at an at an enormous price. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's the DC license. Maybe is the DC license more expensive than this one than Marvel? I don't know. Well, maybe it's not because when it comes to the Marvel, that Marvel Phoenix also doesn't have any accessories. Are they having problem when it comes to I don't know, maybe there's what I don't know, guys. Just leave your thoughts in the comments on this subject because I want to hear it because for me I don't know why what I don't know what's the reason for the price increase. Anyway, guys, as I said, if you reached this part of my video, thanks a lot. If you like my video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. It will really help me do more of these videos. And as usual, guys, enjoy life and keep collecting.